What's up, guys? Weekend here. I know it's been a little bit, but season 2 is about to start up. A lot of things have been happening. We've been on the PTS for a little while, so I want to cover everything from the basics again. Some things have changed, so I'm going to go ahead and start out with whether you should start with HoG 2 or HoG 1 and Boots 1. When you're starting off with HoG 2, you're starting off with obviously the 600 gold version of HoG. It's the second version. Has a shorter cooldown. It's a minute cooldown, I believe. And you're also starting off with Boma's Mask, and you're starting off with your pots, your health pot, your mana pot, or your wards, however you like to start out. As you'll see, if you haven't been on the PTS very much, there is a different start, no more mid camps. So the use of your HoG is actually kind of key. When you're starting with HoG 2, you're really looking to put pressure on the enemy team. You're looking for invades, you're looking for hogging in lane and putting pressure on the other team. It frees up time, basically. You aren't spending as much time auto-attacking your camps, clearing your camps, whatever. It does go a little bit further than that. When you have HoG 2, you have potential to put the enemy team behind. This doesn't necessarily mean you are the one who's getting gigantic because you have this HoG 2 and you can go into the enemy jungle. What it really means is it allows you to go in, take the farm that the mid lane and the jungle lane would be taking from the back camps or their regular jungle camps, and then keeping your middle lane and your solo lane more farmed up. In this clip, you notice my HoG is just now coming up. We cleared 2 full waves, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's 2 full waves. It might be 3, but you'll get the point. You're clearing a wave right when your HoG 2 is coming up. So it comes up, I run straight back to the mid camps after the wave is fully cleared and tagged, and I HoG it. And you do have the option of making it to middle. Usually the lane will be pushed out if you don't rotate early. If you're able to tag a wave and run, then you definitely can get the back camp and get to mid wave. If you cannot, you can always look at stealing both back harpies. This is what I do here. We do only end up with the big one, but that's the most important one. So when you're doing this, like I was mentioning, invading is what's really, really key and important, but it's more so, even if you don't get a full invade off, a great invade off, you aren't taking the speed all the time, you can just take the back camps and put more pressure. It's very slight pressure, but it's there. It'll allow your solo lane to hit 5 a little bit earlier. It'll allow your mid to hit 5 a little bit earlier by you not taking that farm. This start does work on both sides of the map. You can see I'm starting on the other side. The speed is on the left. And with this, it's kind of the same. You're looking to keep semi-pressure in solo lane. You don't want to get pushed out all the way. If you are getting pushed out, you will have trouble using your HoG to the full potential. It's going to be near impossible. So you need to make sure you are pushing up a little bit in your lane and keeping it cleared. But it comes down to the same thing. I tag it. I know it's not going to die, so I stay here and I make sure we clear the whole wave. I finish the whole wave. It's dead. I'm getting XP. I'm getting gold. And then you're rotating out. My HoG 2 is coming up right now. It just came up and all the creeps just died. So with this, if their jungler stays in that solo lane, you're going to be a little bit behind on XP and possibly gold. Not much, but a little bit, because he's going to stay for the full wave. But if he doesn't and he follows you, he's putting himself behind. You steal that camp and you can even look to fight. If you're playing a god, I don't know, say Arachne, you could definitely fight. But on a god like Loki here, I just look to poke, put that little bit of pressure out, and then I'll look to move on. I'll look to leech from mid. I might even look at his camps, his other back camp. I'll look for kills in the duo lane, whatever, however you want to do it. Now with the Boots and HoG start, you're starting HoG 1, you're starting Boots 1, you're starting with whatever pots you need. With this, the pressure comes out in a different form. You aren't going to be able to just walk back and steal a back camp, or walk up and always have your HoG up for every single camp that's coming up for your enemy jungler. So with this, you relieve pressure by rotating quicker, by being everywhere at once, basically. The little bit of movement speed you do get from Boots 1 is huge on top of the speed buff. You might not realize it, but if you play with HoG 2 a bunch and then switch over to this Boots start, it's kind of crazy. So I mentioned you rotate earlier and you have that potential to free up, but it's also useful in a sense for the god you're playing. If you're playing Kali, you want to get your Boots and your Kins up as soon as possible. So you need to make sure you do that. Now, I was talking about rotating earlier. I want to go ahead and jump in this clip. I rotate earlier than most people expect. In the current meta, people are rotating slow. The jungler, as you can see on the other team, the Thor, is still in solo lane. That's really common. So for you to be able to rotate out with boots 1 like that and catch the mid, it's really great. You can even just push the wave and then look to invade. Even if we hadn't gotten a kill here, I would be in their jungler with my mid lane because we have more pressure on them. So by doing this, I'm still going to be able to get the back camp if you communicate correctly. You might even get a kill if you go for it. I'm playing Kali, so I'm not going for kills. I'm just looking for that farm and to get ahead of the enemy jungler. Now to jump back, it's about your build. If you need to get kins up to be relevant, it's great to have that extra 300 gold invested into boots and not necessarily a HoG that's not going to go to great use because you aren't playing a super aggressive jungler. You're playing more of a mid-late game jungler. That's just how it works. When you're picking either build, neither is better. There isn't one that's just the optimal one. You're going to go every time. That's not going to happen. It's based on situations, based on the gods you're playing, how fast you want to get your build going, whether you're rotating quicker, whether you're invading. It really depends, and you have to put all those thoughts into your head when you're making the decision. I personally invade quite a lot. I play aggressive. I usually play junglers I can play aggressive on like Arachne. Even Serket, Thor, all of those. So I mainly focus on a HoG 2 start. Now that's not always right. Like I was saying, you can go both. They do work. It's just what is best for your playstyle or best for the situation you're in, the god you're playing. I hope these tips help. I hope you can apply this stuff and these thoughts go through your head when you're starting out in the jungle. And if you guys would subscribe, that'd be great.